No, you can't, because of this guy, but you can get pretty far. Let me show you. It starts off really easy, because everything dies in one hit. His Cooper is jacked for some reason. The only melee attack in this game is just the punch, and that is literally all I'm using for this entire first section. But after a bit, we get the cloak ability, which is huge. The cloak ability allows you to, well, be invisible, but you can also punch while invisible, which lets it synergize perfectly with this challenge. And, you can also use it like normal invisibility for running away. And that's actually what I did for most of this. I just avoided fighting. But it's pretty basic. Where it gets interesting is with the Titan combat. Speaking of Titans, now that we have BT back online, we can talk about them. Unfortunately, the Titan tutorial does force me to use abilities to kill all of these guys, but, as we all know, tutorials don't really count. And I tried not doing it, and I almost died. So with the abilities, they mainly fall into three categories: defensive abilities, supportive abilities, and aggressive abilities. Now I'm allowing myself to use the supporting abilities and defensive abilities, but with the shield in particular, I'm not allowing myself to shoot back the projectiles. And you can see me trying to avoid hitting them with projectiles in this fight. But the annoying part is, melee sucks with Titans. Jack Cooper might be ripped, but the Titans are really durable. But luckily, that's the first level over, and it's pretty easy. Now we're on to Chapter 2. Nothing interesting happens for a while, but oh my god, these Titan fights take forever. This is 4 times speed, and it still takes 30 seconds. Ugh, but anyways, we're forced to split up with BT. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. Although, funny enough, the Titan sections are harder than on foot. Yes, being in the giant metal death machine is harder than walking on foot. Unfortunately, the next interesting thing is the holdout section, and the only interesting thing is I found a little hidey hole. And also, some poor guy melted. Ugh. Ugh. Next up is the first boss, and oh boy, is it a doozy. Because the biggest thing with bosses in this game is, other than having a lot more health, they have a regenerating shield, which means I can't just walk up to him, punch him once, and then run away. I actually need to punch him down. And also, his Titan is a Scorch, which means he has a flame shield. The same flame shield that melts your face off when you get close. This was a very difficult fight, and it took me a few tries. I actually didn't even beat him by using the Titan. I was only able to defeat him by using the rodeo mechanic, whereby exiting BT and consistently jumping on top of him, I can do a rodeo attack, which does a bunch of damage. This took a lot of attempts, but eventually I was able to get it so that BT didn't rush in and start fighting him, and I was able to just mosquito him down from a distance. It's then immediately followed up in Chapter 3 by us unlocking the Scorch loadout, which gives us the same flame shield as Cain had, so now we can melt people's faces. We can then immediately put that flame shield to use by melting these poor guys. Now you'll see me hot swapping between the different loadouts so I can use their abilities. And, also just being a coward. Cowardice is the best way to get through all odds. But the smoke bomb is really good because they just can't shoot you while you're in it. And then we get separated from BT. Again. I wonder if this is going to keep happening. Anyways. Oh no, I'm separated from my giant Titan. I'm so weak. And I proceed to kill 5 guys without even getting hit once. Unfortunately, nothing else interesting happens in the entire next to the chapter. It's just me punching people and running away. But here's something incredibly cool that I was able to pull off. I did it before once, but I wasn't sure if I could do it again. If you run specifically against this wall and crouch and slide, yeah, I just skipped the entire dome section. Woohoo! Side note, I don't even know if it would be possible for me to complete the dome section. I haven't tried. And immediately after that, we're on to the boss fight, which I was a little worried about because it's the only melee boss in the game, but her being melee actually made it easier because she just kept attacking me, whereas everyone else would zone me out. So, yeah, she just died instantly. Kinda disappointed. But that doesn't change the fact that she's my favorite boss. And we're on to Chapter 4, the Timey-Wimey Land. I'm going to do something fun here. Every time we cut to the past, I'm going to remove it, so it's just me running around in the future. Let's see how that looks. I think it'll be interesting. That was so cool. That turned out even better than I expected. In other news, we're on to the next chapter, and here, finally, we unlock the only melee-focused Titan loadout in the entire game, Ronin, which has 3 abilities, 2 of which we can use. Sword Block, which just reduces all incoming damage, and Phase Dash, which lets us regenerate shield easier because we just can't get hit while we're phasing. And also, finally, we get to use a core, which is like an ultimate ability. But the sword core lets us deal like 6, 8 times more damage with a sword. I don't really know the exact calculations, but it is amazing. We are about to destroy Titan combat. Next thing, I rob a poor Marvin. I mean, better than the alternative of killing him. Get the arc tool, which unfortunately I do need to shoot it, but like, you can't not, and as long as I don't hit any enemies, it doesn't invalidate the challenge. It's fine. But we get the arc tool, we move on, and just run, literally just run past everybody. There's no point in fighting them. I just sprint past everybody who's not immediately in the way. Then comes Richter, which is the next boss, and the final fight for this chapter, and ooh boy, does he get pulverized. You can really feel the power of Sword Core and just Ronin in general, because his health is halfway gone, like frickin' 20 seconds into the fight, and then he's dead in the next 10 seconds. Fastest fight to date. It's crazy how good Ronin is. Then comes Trial by Fire, and this was pretty rough, but it just took a while. Like a long time. It was annoying. But then comes the fight that we've all been waiting for. You! And this is where the challenge run unfortunately ends. Because Viper can't be killed with melee only. You can kill all of his cronies and get him to half health, or less than that, but he just cannot be killed with melee, because once he reaches half health, he will fly away for sure. Like, there's no way to stop him. And I tried to stop him, but there is no way. Oh yeah, also you can just get crushed by those fins. I didn't know that, but there's no way to stop him from flying away once he gets to half health. And, like, I was doing this fight for, like, 2 hours, doing everything I could. And I was like, oh, maybe I can use the little grapple things that, North Star has to tie him to the ground. But no, that doesn't work for some reason. He just ignores them when he takes off. It's freaking annoying. I'm pissed, honestly. I really wish I could do this fight without it, but this is unfortunately where the challenge ends. There's just no way to beat him with melee only. As you can see, I activate Sword Core, I almost kill him, and then he just gets away. Look at that. The traps are just stretched. There's nothing I can do. So unfortunately, I had to kill him with the missiles, but at least we can get the final hit. And I didn't even know you could melee him in this, but I kicked him in the face, and he's finally down. Ugh, I freaking hate Viper. Then we move on to one of the most fun sections in the game normally, but for this challenge I just have to run, because, you know, the auto pistol is a gun. But I could just run past everybody and they cannot stop me, which is pretty fun. I mean, okay, I just need to geek out a little bit in the next section. I'm sorry, I have to do this because I'm sad that almost nobody knows this. This number right here, this Titan, it's actually been seen somewhere else before. It's actually shown right in the beginning of the game. See? It's the same Titan number that you get when you try to call down your Titan in the beginning of the game. It's so cool. Okay, but back on track. Luckily, I get some close air support, and I'm able to immediately go to the final fight of the game, Sloan, who gets freaking bodied because this close range area, you can just kill her. Like, there's so many places to take cover, and also there's 14 batteries in this arena, so she didn't stand a chance. Yeah, the end.